few years ago, I had lunch with a couple of chaps, and they had pulled the money together and sponsors and all the rest of it, and created the Tornado. You know, first steam loco to be built um, for goodness knows how many years. Well, since the Evening Star, I suppose, the 60s. Anyway, um, so I said to them, well, you know, what's your next challenge? And they said, well, it's a P2. Well, you know, I sort of nearly fell off my chair because, again, that was another loco that I really, really would love to have or have part of the Hornby range. So basically, the story after that was we produced the Railroad P2, Cock of the North, which was great, was fine. however, of course, they carry on and developing and building and collecting the money and all the rest of it. And of course, what happens is, um, they are allowed to name it Prince of Wales, and I think, really, we're not going to do it justice with a railroad model. Time moves on. Obviously, I wander off, come back, and pick up my association really with the guys from the A1 Trust, and said, you know, Hornby would love to produce um, the um, the P2, but Prince of Wales. So they were up for it. Now, the difference between the Prince of Wales and, of course, the P2s from way back is that one thing, it's an inch lower. Um, Two, there are obviously more modern bits and pieces added to it, and it's a different tender. They're using a Tornado tender, but all the same, I wanted to produce a top end, top of the range, all singing, all dancing Prince of Wales, 2007, the seventh one in the P2 class. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing this coming year. However, not satisfied with that, because I know when I'm onto a good thing, turn the clock right back and let's have a look at the second P2 that was produced, the Earl Marischal. And I said, right, we're going to do that as well. And obviously that means tool changes and different tenders, etc., different frontage and so on. So that will be our second P2. If we're going to do two, we might as well do three. And of course, the third one had the lovely A4 streamline casing, and without valances, and so it's a really strong, powerful looking locomotive. if we're going to do two, we might as well do three. And of course, you know, the third one had the, you know, the lovely A4 streamlined casing, and without valances, and so it's a really strong, powerful looking locomotive. So